Hello everyone and welcome to Bar TV Sports for this live coverage of the FFA Cup. It's semi-final time here at Greenway as Tuggeranong United host Cooma Tigers. My name is Isaac Nruzi and I am your commentator for this semi-final fixture. Tuggeranong, they're coming into this game off the back of a huge 3-0 win over Belconnen United. Ihegi got 2 of the goals, Walsh got the other one in that game. It was only Tuggers' second win of the NPL. They've lost the other 4, but both wins have been 3-0 wins. The first actually came against Canberra FC here at Greenway. They'll be hoping to repeat something similar against the Tigers. Well, in the Cup, Tuggeranong have had O'Connor. They had them in the last 16 before winning the Southside Derby against Woden. Cooma currently sit atop of the NPL table. They're unbeaten. Their perfect run did come to an end, though. That was via a draw, so still unbeaten. They drew to Canberra FC. Fureji, who starts today, got an early goal before a defensive mistake cost Cooma all 3 points. In their last FFA Cup game, Cooma smashed the UC Pumas. They conceded a goal early on, but managed to regain their nerve before putting the Pumas to the sword. Now, the winner of this game will take on the winner of Canberra FC and NPL side ANUFC, NPL 2 side ANUFC. ANU have done very well to get this far. That game kicks off in about 25 minutes. We're about 5 minutes or so from kick-off here at Greenway. Team news coming shortly. The referees have just gone out the back to collect the teams, it looks like. A few kangaroos on the pitch, that might be a concern. We saw that at McKellar Park last year. Kangaroo came on the pitch and stopped the game for a little while. There's quite a few there on the far side of the pitch, so hopefully they don't disrupt the flow of the game too much. Not too much of a crowd here either at Greenway. A few friends and family and interested onlookers from other clubs as well. Although I don't think either side expected too much support to come their way. It is starting to get really, really cold here in Canberra. Starting to see snow in some areas as Tuggeranong United and Cooma make their way out onto the pitch. And the supporters that are here are vocal. So both sides about to make their way to the pitch for this FFA Cup semi-final. We'll now bring you the team news, starting off with Tuggeranong United. Manager Mitch Stevens has opted to go with a 4-1-4-1 formation. Wiseman plays in goals. Slavic, Highmore, Linstead and Gaia make the back 4. Just in front of them is Walsh. And then the front 4 in front of them is Roberts, Hamed, Turek and Kitty in right mid. And Ihegi, who scored 2 against Belconnen in that 3-0 win, is the sole striker. No surprises for Gabby Wilkes' formation, manager of Cooma Tigers. He's going with a 4-4-2. Cole plays in goals. Tanini will play as left back. Spaseski and Redmond in the central defence. Bailey at right back. Keita plays left mid. Del Filippi and Fureji, who might have been a late addition. I think Paraskos was supposed to start. Plays in central midfield. And Taseski plays at right mid. A front 2 of Nicholas Abbott, who's currently the top goal scorer in the NPL competition with 9. And Shields. Semi-final time. the winner goes on to play the winner of Canberra FC and NPL 2-side ANU FC. That game kicks off in about 20 minutes. Going through some formalities while we wait for kickoff. Shields and Kitty, the two captains. Unfortunately, I'm too far away to see who won the coin toss, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. And it looks like Tuggeranong will kick off. They're kicking from right to left in their traditional green and white. Cooma Tigers kicking from left to right in their traditional yellow and black. Sorry, it's Cooma that will kick off. The one-man kickoff. Nicholas Abbott gets this semi-final underway, the first of two games. Cooma got an early foul. Bit physical very, very early on. Seen his throw into the box. He's looking for Shields. He can't get it. It's headed back into the box and eventually cleared as far as Ahegi, who surrounded by a lot of men, but he does well to get it to Kitty, who can't find Ahegi on the return. A little bit of confusion there from Kita. He did well to get there in the end and looks to gallop forward. Ball goes out wide. They're looking for Abbott, but not enough weight on that ball. And a very, very quick start from Cooma, but nothing to show for it yet. Ball is knocked towards field, towards Ahegi. It doesn't drop for him. It nearly drops for Kitty, but he can't get his touch right. And Foreji plays it out wide to Nico Abbott. He's got Shields in the box and no one else. He was bumped, and that's going to be a goal kick for Tuggeranong. Very, very fast pace opening 2 minutes here in Greenway. Very, very fast-paced. Tuggeranong look to play it at the back. Cooma pressing well. It's good defence from Cooma, staying very tight to their men early on. Tuggeranong play the ball down the left-hand side. That's a wonderful ball over the top for Ahegi, but it's read well by the goalkeeper. I think that was Guy. That was a wonderful ball. Something that Cooma's going to have to watch out for, those long balls over the top. Tuggeranong aren't expecting to have too much of the possession, I don't think. They'll be looking to counter and get in behind where they can. Oh, ball goes into the box towards Shields, but he can't quite find his feet. It might break for Kita, and in the end, it's cleared well by Kitty. There's some confusion here in the stands as to where the line actually is on the pitch. There's a black line and a faded white line right behind it. It is the black lines that you should be looking for. The black lines are the outlines, and you can see it on the edge of the 18-yard box as well, or around the 18-yard box. But you can see why that would cause some confusion. Linstead takes the free kick, goes backwards. It's a good touch by Walsh to find Hamed, who plays the ball out wide. It was Kitty who looked for the through ball but couldn't find it. Shields has nearly bumped off the ball, not quite. And once again it breaks to Tuggeranong, who played out the right-hand side. He did well to get his foot on the ball and get something on it, but there's no way it had the power to find Iheki or even the direction. Kuma looked to go the other way. Feregi just couldn't read what his man was doing, but there was no way he was going to get to that, even if he did. Throw only goes as far as the Kuma player, but it does end up breaking for Tuggeranong. It's Roberts who looks to find someone in the box. Hamed was making the run, but was nowhere near him in the end, and Kuma get a goal kick. Goal kick is taken long, headed back into the Kuma half, but they have plenty of time. That's well cut out. It was Highmore who still has the ball and then plays it out to his left. Roberts is being very persistent on the ball there. Gives it to Ihegi, who is fouled. Kuma's not happy about it. Kita believes he didn't do anything wrong. Referee said otherwise. And it is Guy who takes the free kick. Goes back to Linstead, who goes all the way back to the keeper. Wiseman bangs the ball upfield. Doesn't quite break for Roberts. And Kuma look to play the ball out from the back themselves now. Spaseski back to the goalkeeper. And eventually they're forced to clear forward. And Shields fouls his man as well. So Guy did well to get himself between the ball, forced the foul from Shields. Walsh would like to put one forward. It's headed backwards by Kuma head, it looked like it was, and Kitty will get a chance to put one of his traditional long throws into the box. Whenever Tuggeranong get a throw in, it's from that area, it's basically like getting a corner. And Kitty looks like he's going to make a decent run up of it as well. This is a great chance for Tuggeranong. They've got 4 in the box and 2 just outside the box. Ihegi's the furthest forward. And the throw goes straight down the throat of Cole. He looks to kick it quickly. He slipped. He looked like he was trying to kick it towards Nicholas Abbott. Didn't quite get there, and Kuma let that one run out for the throw-in. Tinney needs to take the throw. He's looking for an option. Opts just go down the wing. It was Slavish's touch, which wasn't a great one. He ends up getting away with it in the end, but he won't want to see too many of those. Tuggeranong now move forward. Roberts had the right idea there, looking to play through Ihegi, but just the ball wasn't the right one. So most of the possession, somewhat surprisingly, going towards Tuggeranong in the early goings. Not really any chances on goal, but in terms of chance creation, right now it looks like Tuggeranong's game plan is the one that's working well. But Kuma are very, very quick on the break and very, very fast moving forward as well. Tuggeranong played out from the back again. Lindstedt to Walsh. Walsh very calm on the ball, plays it out wide again. Hamed. Roberts is calling for the ball. That's a super pass to Roberts, who stayed on side. He looks to cut it across. He finds his man. Can't quite get a shot away. It goes back to Roberts. Is he going to cut into his right? No, he's going to opt to go backwards. Roberts gets the ball back again. And eventually they play with the ball a bit too much, and it's Gaia that loses it. That was an absolutely super pass from Hamed to find Roberts in the first place. If only he could just release the ball a little bit sooner. But really, really encouraging early signs from Tuggeranong as Cole just kicks the ball out of play. So Roberts and Gaia that just overplayed it. And then eventually Kuma reinforcements came to recollect. Wiseman clears the ball upfield towards Roberts again. He's had a busy opening couple of minutes. Loses out that time. Kita being yelled to chase the ball. He's kind of just jogging there. He didn't expect the player to miss it. If he just turned his legs on a little bit more, he might have got there. He's got another chance now. As Kita comes on the ball. Gives it to Shields, who looks to play it towards Feregi, who tries to get there, but just misses out. Tuggeranong goal kick. 11 minutes played here at Greenway, live on Bar TV Sports. This FFA Cup semi-final between Tuggeranong and Kuma. The score is still 0-0. Kuma first in the NPL, Tuggeranong 7th in the NPL. Kuma unbeaten, but coming off a draw. Their perfect run had a little bit of a stutter, whereas Tuggeranong coming off their second win in the NPL, 3-0 destruction of Belconnen United. So Gaia just let that one go through his legs there. He recovers well and passes. Roberts shielding the ball there. Tuggeranong really trying to up the intensity in this one. They're going to have to do that if they want something out of it. Ihegi does well to keep the ball. Kitty's looking for the ball out on the right-hand side. Ihegi looking to beat his man. He beats one, he beats two. He might get a shot away. He just can't wrap his foot around the ball, and he ends up curling it well wide. 2 or 3 Kuma defenders all know they should have done better there, and a few of them expressing some frustration early on as well. I think that's Spaseski. He's not happy with how easily Ihegi got around a few players. And Spaseski on the ball now, under some pressure, clears it forward. He gave it, not sure who put the touch on there, but Abbott came away with it in the end. He puts a high one into the box. Goalkeeper fumbles, but manages to regather. Maybe a bit too much height on the ball there from Hamed. It was Del Felipe who put the ball forward, flicked it onto him. That's a clear foul there. Tuggeranong looked to take it quickly and play the ball out wide to Roberts. Wasn't the greatest ball, but Tuggeranong gets to have another go. A little bit of frustration from Kuma. Just under 14 minutes played. Tuggeranong definitely started stronger, but Kuma have showed signs as well. There was Truex ball cut out. It comes back to Tuggeranong. Hamed's cut his pass, but once again, Kuma just can't keep their feet on the ball. They do that time. And pass it out to Abbott, who has stayed on side. He's got Shields in the middle. He's got one to beat. He tried to cut it onto his left foot and take a shot. It scuffed only as far as a Tuggeranong player, and you could hear him scream out in frustration. And Tuggeranong to long ball towards Ahegi, but far too much weight on it. It looked like for a second there it might just drop for him, but in the end, Kuma breathed a sigh of relief, and Cole just taking his time on the ball, looking to slow the pace of the game down a little bit and interrupt the rhythm that Tuggeranong have been building. That's Roberts. It's a good touch by Turek. Wasn't the greatest pass. He looks to switch the ball out to Kitty, but it's cut out. Roberts and Shields both going for it. It ends up breaking well for Shields, but Del Felipe can't get there to take advantage of his hard work. Now the Kuma front two pressing the goalkeeper. It's a bit of a dangerous pass there from the goalkeeper. And they're going to have to force Tuggeranong to clear. That's good pressing from Kuma, much more like it. Kita. Looks like he copped a knock there. Referee says nothing doing, play on. He plays the ball out wide, and that's a clear free kick there. Just some clear frustration there from it was Redmond. Gives away a free kick right on the edge of the box. Kuma players aren't happy with the referee. They think that they should have had a foul earlier when Kita was knocked in the face. They might have a point, but it's pretty hard for the referee to see from there. Albert just looking to have a chat with the referee now about it. The referee did give a yellow card, though, to Redmond for that challenge. First yellow card of the game goes to Kuma. And a wonderful opportunity. Looks like it's almost right on the corner of the 18-yard box. Walsh is behind it. He can either try and curl into that top corner. We know he's capable. We saw something very, very similar here against Canberra FC and against O'Connor. And he's got a few to aim for in the box. Or, of course, he could also cut it back to Roberts, who could have a shot. A few options here. He looks to go himself. And it looks like it was actually headed by Del Felipe back over the bar for a corner kick. Another opportunity for Tuggeranong, who are playing some good early pressure. Walsh will take the corner kick as well. He plays a low one. It was left by, I'm not sure who left it, but Ihegi wasn't expecting it. He managed to react well enough to get his foot on it, but he just couldn't direct it towards goal, and Tuggeranong might feel like that should have been the moment. Still, Kuma get away with another one. Almost 20 minutes played here at Greenway, and Tuggeranong with a few early chances, but can't seem to just get the ball over the line. I don't think Cooma have registered a shot on goal as of yet. But now they're looking to apply some pressure of their own. It's flicked back on towards Fereji, who flicks it towards Shields. Tuggeranong want a free kick. They get a free kick. And they take it quickly and look to move forward the other end. That's Hamed, plays it out wide to Roberts. Gaia does well to get around Kita. There's a man there to cover. Gaia somehow still came away with the ball, but ends up kicking it out for a throw-in. It's good persistence there from Gaia. The entire Tuggeranong team have worked really, really hard trying to up the intensity, make it uncomfortable for Cooma, and right now they're doing so. That time he loses out though, and Cooma can break. Abbott flicks it onto Fereji. Shields looked to play it through to Abbott, but it was well read there in the end, and Tuggeranong looked to clear, but only give away a throw-in in their own half, which Tanini will take. Shields can't go out that there, but it goes to a Cooma man in the end. Plays back to Tanini. To Kita, back to... Looks like it was going back to Tanini. Redmond. He's on a yellow card. I think that was Bailey that lost out. And the ball breaks for Ihegi, who gets dragged down in the box. They want a penalty. No penalty is given. Tuggeranong fans are unhappy. Not too many complaints from the player himself, but now Cooma can go down the other end. Ball looks to break for Abbott, but he can't direct his shot on target. If we just go back to the earlier incident, Ihegi looked like he was through on goal. He didn't complain too much to the referee. It looks like he might have just either lost his footing or one of the Cooma players would have got a foot on the ball, but a few spectators here, a few Tuggeranong fans, supporters, family members, they wanted a penalty. They didn't get it. Down the other end, almost right away, Abbott registering Cooma's first shot, but he couldn't direct it on target. That just goes to show you how quickly Cooma can break down the other end. Tuggeranong win that free kick. Not exactly sure what happened there, but Roberts looks to play a crossfield ball towards Kitty, who can't get there. A couple of more people have rocked up here at Greenway. They've rocked up with blankets. Don't blame them, it is absolutely freezing. I think it's about 4 degrees or something at the moment. Ball's played out back to Wiseman. Abbott looking to chase him down with Shields. Wiseman still has plenty of time on the ball. His downfield ball is headed back. Kita on the ball. Del Felipe and Abbott trying to play the 1-2. Can't in the end. It's well cut out by Kita. Abbott, once again, the 1-2 doesn't come off for him. Cooma nearly win the ball back in a dangerous position. Tuggeranong recover. Turek seems to have plenty of time on the ball. Shields is now putting the pressure on. He's forced to go back to his keeper. Abbott's chasing down the keeper, who stays calm and plays it out wide to Highmore. Gives it back to the keeper before Wiseman is eventually forced to just kick the ball out. It's much better from Cooma, pressing Tuggeranong in their own half, trying not to let them come out. Not sure who that throw was to. Tuggeranong try and clear. unsuccessful, but some poor passing from Kuma gives Tuggeranong possession. Kitty looks to take a quick throw. He gives it to Ahegi, who takes on Redmond. Gets around Redmond, but there's no one in the box, even if his ball was a good one. I think Turek was there. He was the closest one, but didn't quite read the run. I don't think anyone was expecting Ahegi to even get the ball across goal. He did all right to get his foot on it, but there was no way he was beating that many players. Now down the other end again, long balls. Bit of miscommunication there from the goalkeeper and his defender. Kita can't find Shields. Now Tuggeranong look to break the other way, and Kitty just has to hold the ball up a little bit because the Ahegi was isolated up top. Doesn't quite break for him. Redmond does well, stays strong. Ball's played out wide to Fereji, who tries to give it to Shields, but Highmore gets his foot on it first. It's a Kuma throw. And Bailey comes forward to take the throw. Not sure if he can throw quite as long as Kitty can. He gives it to Shields on the outside of the box, who looks to cut it across blocks. It finds Abbott, who kicks the ball into the bottom corner, and Kuma have the first goal of the game. That was almost out of nowhere. And you can see what the you can hear what the Kuma fans think about that. Shields somehow got the ball across goal. No one really expected it. Abbott took a touch and fired the ball into the bottom corner. Kuma lead, 1-0, 25 minutes played, and it's a bit of a gut punch for Tuggeranong, who were doing very, very well early on, but we were talking about it earlier. You give Kuma the chance to get forward and put pressure on, they will find a way to score. So Tuggeranong, they executed their game plan pretty well early on, but they still find themselves a goal behind, and it's all about how they can respond now. I don't think anyone was expecting the goal to go in from there, though, and it did. I wasn't expecting it. But Shields did really, really well there to get the ball across goal to his strike partner, Abbott. Some good play there between Roberts and Geyer. Geyer gets the ball across goal. I think it was Kitty looking for the spectacular. Didn't get anywhere near it in the end. That would have been something. What a response. Although what Kitty will get the chance to do is take one of his signature long throws. I think that was Kitty with the spectacular bicycle kick effort anyway. And it started to rain as well. Kitty's long throw doesn't get the greatest of clearances from Bailey, who just kicks it out for a corner. So it's cold and now it's raining. So something else the players and more importantly the goalkeepers will have to deal with. Ball skidding towards them. Might see some long shots now. Corner's headed back across goal and it's cleared towards Abbott, who wants a free kick. Referee says nothing doing. Abbott has stayed down. Tuggeranong don't kick it out. Kuma don't kick it out, so Tuggeranong don't look like they're going to either. Abbott has made his way back to his feet. He's not happy about it. But play continues and ball is played forward. Goalkeeper Wiseman read that one really well. And it doesn't look like it was going to break for Fereji. He's called for a foul. He's not happy about it. A few players aren't happy about it either. They want a handball now and they're not going to get that either. I think the Kuma players and a few of the spectators really frustrated now with the referees and the linesmen. I don't think they could really give that one for handball. Ball's headed out towards Kitta. Kitta's ball goes to nobody, and they might be punished for it. Roberts plays it to Walsh. That's well left by Turek. For Roberts, who finds Turek, manages to stay on his feet. And he wins the free kick as well after a sliding challenge by Taseski. So another chance for Walsh to put one into the box. It's starting to rain quite heavily now. Can Tuggeranong do it on a cold, rainy Wednesday night in Greenway? Walsh went for goal last time. Be surprised if he does from this angle this time. Might look to put one into the mixer. He's got 4 to aim for in the box, 2 on the outside. Shields isolated up front looking for the counter. Looks like came for Tuggeranong head but went backwards. Gaia gives it back to Roberts. Plays it back towards Gaia's general direction, but it will be cleared by Kuma. Kitty can't quite get his foot on it. He does get his head on it. And it's going to be a throw-in for Kitty, who will look to put a long one into the box. The wind might be going against him this time around. He's got to contest with a wet ball as well. Still a decent throw. It's headed back. Oh, it looked like it was towards Hamhead, but it was just nicked off him before he could get a touch towards goal. Still Tuggeranong push forward. 15 minutes to go in the first half. The rain is pouring down and Tuggeranong are pouring forward. Roberts' throw finds his man. He might go back to him. Turek opts to take it himself. Ball stays in. Roberts' cross deflects backwards. Still Tuggeranong move forward. And in the end, it's cleared all the way towards Abbott. Wiseman does well to get there first, but it only goes as far as Feregi. Headed back and forth. It's Del Filippi on the ball now. Gets past one. Gives it to Abbott, who can't quite find his feet. Ball breaks for Feregi. It's played across goal. Kuma won a handball. They're not going to get it. And Wiseman gathers easily. Tuggeranong looking to play the ball up from the back. They are put under some pressure. Gaia. Ball finds Roberts. Looks to play a ball forward. So that was Slavic making the run. He ran a long way but didn't quite get there. So as it stands, Kuma are going to be in the final of the FFA Cup qualifiers and earn a spot in the FFA Cup against some other teams from across Australia. Could perhaps even get drawn against an A-League side. They will face the winner of Canberra FC and ANU FC. ANU from NPL 2. That game is currently underway. We'll bring you updates from that soon. Free kick is headed towards Abbott. Feregi. So the Kuma player was offside. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. It's good defending from Tuggeranong, but rather than giving away a throw into Kuma, they get a free kick. God, it's really starting to rain down heavily. Can't be comfortable. Referee wants them to take it again. We have seen snow in some parts of Canberra. It is going to be a very, very cold winter. It may be even by Canberra standards. That's a great ball out wide to Robertson. A great touch as well. It's a slippery ball. Gaia looks to play it towards Hamed, but a bit too much weight on the ball. Kuma knocked the ball forward towards Abbott. It's a good pass back to Kitta. Kitta, who does well to stay composed on the ball, but nearly loses it. Manages to get the pass away, and Kuma up to play the safe ball back to the goalkeeper, Cole. Played forward towards Fereji. He can't hold on to the ball. Tuggeranong move forward again. Hamed gives it back to Kitty. Looks to give it back to Hamed, but Hamed can't get there. Another side really managing to play too much of a possession game. Feels like possession's being squandered quite easily on both sides. I think this one's going to come down to a matter of taking your chances as they come. As Kuma push forward. Shields and Abbott linking up really well there, but Abbott couldn't quite get to his foot on the ball in time. Doesn't matter now as Tuggeranong push forward and lose out again. Hamed. He's got Roberts out wide and finds him. Roberts puts it back in towards the direction of Hamed. Hamed can't quite get there. It breaks for Turek. Back to Roberts. Looks to give it back towards Hamed. It's headed away only as far as Turek again. It breaks for Kitty, who has a shot from distance and slices it wide. Only about 10 minutes to go in the first half. The score is Cooma Tigers 1, Tuggeranong United 0. Tuggeranong started off very, very strongly, but couldn't find a goal. And I think Cooma have only had 2 chances, and one of them resulted in a goal. It was a wonderful finish by Abbott, who fired the ball into the bottom corner after a great ball across the goal from Shields. And it is cold, it is wet, it is miserable. Ball's played towards Fereji. Tuggeranong defender will get there first. Gives it to Wiseman. Gives it back to him. Oh, that's a wonderful cross-field ball towards Roberts. That's Turek goes backwards towards Roberts. Who gives it to Walsh? Who actually leaves it for Turek. A few players in the box for Tuggeranong waiting for service. They don't quite get it. And once again, they're just guilty of overplaying the ball a bit too much. As we hear our first sign of thunder. We've seen games called off before for thunder and lightning. Let's hope that doesn't happen here. Just Roberts wants to clear it away from there. Anywhere will do. But it breaks for a Cooma player who sprints forward. That's a wonderful challenge. I think that was Kitty. A wonderful challenge there on Bailey, and results in a Cooma throw, which looks like Bailey will take. He was charging forward down that left wing. Bailey's throw looked like it might have been flicked on towards a Cooma player, but in the end, it rolls for Wiseman. Just slows the game down a little bit. Gives it to Gaia, who slips but recovers in time to get the ball. Gets the ball past Kitta. Bit of confusion there, but it breaks for Roberts. Ihegi wants it. Ihegi gets it in the box. But a bit too much weight on his touch, and it goes out for a goal kick. Just to bring you a quick update from the corresponding fixture between ANU and Canberra FC. It's about 8 minutes played in that game. The score is still 0-0. And here at Greenway, between Tuggeranong and Cooma lead 1-0. Chances have been coming few and far between in the last 20 minutes or so, but Cooma have taken theirs. The ball's played forward towards Del Felipe. He looks to play it across goal. It's cut out. Highmore played with it a bit too much in his own box, but in the end, the decision goes his way. Wiseman plays the ball out wide to Gaia. Looked like the ball bounced off his arm. It did. Decision goes the way of Cooma. Shields isn't happy with Gaia for kicking the ball away. The referee just has a little bit of a word with him, but yellow card stays in his pocket for now. Just had to speak a little bit louder for those of you watching at home. The rain is hitting the top of the stand here quite heavily. It's Del Felipe to take the free kick. Looks like 4 or 5 Cooma players will make that run into the box. It's a good ball. It almost finds Abbott, and it's headed back by a Tuggeranong player for a Cooma corner. There was a ball across goal from that side that led to Cooma's first goal. Be looking for something similar. A second goal right before half-time would really rattle Tuggeranong, you'd have to imagine, and give them a hell of a mountain to climb. And when it's cold, wet, rainy and miserable, I don't think Cooma want this game to drag on for too much longer than it has to. Tuggeranong, though, the position they're in, they'll be happy to get as much time as they can get. Corner goes deep, headed back towards goal. Abbott looks to flick it on. Goes towards the goalkeeper, Wiseman, but it did cross the line and it will be a goal kick, which he gives to Walsh. That's wonderful pressing there by Del Felipe. Doesn't quite get rewarded with possession, but giving those Tuggeranong defenders who are playing the ball out from the back something to think about. Del Felipe's been very impressive pressing all game. That's Turek. He goes down on the challenge, holding his head. They wave play on. And Tuggeranong opt to stop play and kick the ball out to make sure the play is okay. Looks like he's gone down holding his head. And if that's the case, then play should be stopped for a head injury. Although I'm not too sure. Player looks to be in some discomfort. Let's hope everything's okay. But you can't imagine he's too comfortable down there anyway on the cold, wet grass. I was actually down there walking on the grass before the game, having a chat with the two managers. Not at the same time, of course. And it looks like, based on the state of the ground, the grass isn't too bad, but some kangaroos have left droppings all over the place, so that's something that both teams are going to have to contend with as well. Kangaroos are way down the other end of the pitch now. Not quite sure who's warming up for Tuggeranong on the bench, or if Turek's going to be okay to continue. He looks like he might be. He's just limping off at the moment. But Mitch Stevens, Tuggeranong manager, has a decision to make. He's got a hell of a halftime team talk coming as well, if it stays as it is. Cooma kicked the ball back out. and give possession back to Tuggeranong. It's a long throw towards Ahegi, who's working really hard and almost gets there, but oh, he looks like he did get there. It's a corner. Linesman saw a touch there from the Coombe defender, so Tuggeranong get a chance from a corner late in the first half to get something back from this game. They currently are down 1-0. It was somewhat against the run of play, but since then neither side has really shown too much attacking prowess. Most of the chances have come in the form of set pieces. Corner's not the greatest one, it's headed back. Roberts can't quite get a touch on it. He'll have another go, although Coombe are putting a lot of pressure on. Coombe manager Gabby Wilkes staying active on the sideline as well, looking to keep warm. I spoke to him on the phone earlier. He said he was coming down with a bit of a flu, something that I think a few of us are feeling at the moment. Can't imagine he'll be feeling too much better after this game. Although if Coombe can get the win, I'm sure he'll take it. Referee gives a free kick to Tuggeranong, which they look to take quickly. Play the ball out from the back again. Skyer looks to play the ball into the box towards Ahegi. It nearly broke for him. In the end, Seski clears, only as far as another Tuggeranong player. There's Kitty, looking for Turek in the box, can't quite find him. Ball ends up dropping for Ahegi, a few players calling from offside. Flag stays down, but it goes up in the end for a free kick for Coombe. Just a bit too rough looking for the ball there, was the Ahegi. We're in the first minute of added time. Not sure there'll be too much of a stoppage. Maybe just for Turek, who looks to have recovered from his knock. That's a good challenge there, and the referee recognises that. Hamed looks to play the ball forward for Ahegi to make the run. Can't do so. In the end, it breaks for Coombe. And that's well cut out there as well by Highmore. Coombe move forward again through Abbott, who takes a shot from range. Looks to take advantage of the slippery surface. But Wiseman gets his body behind the ball. Well, you will notice that he didn't quite get it first time. He had to knock it into his own path first before picking it up. Don't be surprised to see more long shots tried, especially by Abbott, who can just likes to hip fire. That's a good run by Gaia, who looks to have almost gone on the way. Nearly breaks for him again, but in the end it doesn't quite. And Kita, who looks to run the ball out from his own half, ends up giving away a throw. And perhaps one more chance for Tuggeranong to push forward. Ball's cleared by Coombe. It was Lindstedt who missed the ball, but it doesn't really matter. No one's going to run in behind him as the referee blows the whistle for the first half. An interesting first 45 minutes. It started off very, very intense. It kind of petered out a little bit. Both sides squandering possession. And then it started to get colder, wetter. The rain came down quite heavily. It's since stopped. Tuggeranong definitely had the better of Coombe in the early going, but couldn't quite get the ball into the net. Coombe didn't have many chances, but the one they did, through Nicholas Abbott, who got the ball from Shields across goal, found the back of the net to get the first goal. And then from there, Tuggeranong just haven't been able to respond, and Coombe haven't been able to get too much of a foothold in the game as well. So story early on in the game was very much high intensity, high pressing. And then as the first half started to draw to a close, both sides struggled to create anything. The score at halftime here at Greenway, Coombe Tigers 1, Tuggeranong United 0. Hello everyone and welcome back to Bar TV Sports for this live coverage of the FFA Cup qualifiers semi-final between Tuggeranong United and Cooma Tigers at Greenway. Cooma Tigers currently leading Tuggeranong 1-0. It was a bit of a messy first half in the second half of the first half, I should say. It was very, very messy. Both sides touches letting them down, not really being able to link up, but the rain has now stopped. It's not as cold as it was actually a little while ago. I think it's about 5 degrees now. It was 4 in the first half, but they also had that wind chill factor as well. And both sides have had a chance to recuperate and revisit their game plan and their tactics. So just a reminder, Mitch Stevens opted to play his side in a 4-1-4-1 formation with Ihegi as the sole striker. Gabby Wilk played his traditional 4-4-2 with Abbott, who the goal scorer, and Shields, the assist maker, up front. In the corresponding fixture, the winner of this game will play the winner of NPL 2 side ANU or Canberra FC. That game's currently taking place at Hawker. It's currently 0-0 in the first half. And about half an hour played in that one. So Tuggeranong will kick off this second half. They are a goal behind. Not too many chances have come their way. They had some good opportunities very early on in the game. They didn't take them. Cooma have had about 2 chances, one of which they've scored. Abbott scoring yet again. He's had 9 in the NPL season, a few in the FFA Cup as well. Very prolific. So Ihegi looks like he's going to be the man to kick off. He scored 2 goals against Belconnen last time out. I was just speaking to the linesmen and the referees in the umpire room, getting their thoughts on the game, and I think they're just hoping that it doesn't go to extra time because they're freezing. I'm freezing. The players are probably freezing. A lot of the spectators here have got a lot of layers on and blankets and more blankets. So if you've just joined us, Cooma Tigers in their traditional yellow, kicking from right to left. They've currently got Shields, who gets a bit of a pop shot underway, but goes nowhere near goal. So Cooma in their traditional yellow and black, shooting from right to left. They are currently leading 1-0. Tuggeranong in their traditional green and white, kicking from left to right on your screen. Headed on by Kitty towards Roberts, but so not Roberts, towards, that was Slavic, who couldn't quite get there. There's Abbott, looks to play it into Shields, can't quite get there ahead of Wiseman. Wiseman, whose positioning has been very, very good so far in this game. He's been beaten once, but I don't think he could really call that his fault. As well shielded by Abbott, who wants a free kick and gets a free kick. From a good shooting position as well. A few spectators calling for a yellow card. Nothing doing, just the 1 yellow card in this game so far. That went to Redmond, the Cooma defender, for a rather harsh challenge on Turek, I think it was. So it looks like the ball's going to go into the box. Instead, it just goes, hits the wall, and the follow-up by Bailey had a deflection. So Cooma get a corner, and it looks like Bailey will be the man to take it. So Cooma have about 7 in the box. Lots to aim for. They go down the front post, Walsh heads it out, and it will be another corner. I think Bailey will be looking to get a bit more height on the ball this time. That's a better corner. It goes deeper. It's headed backwards by a Kuma player, and Tuggeranong will be able to get this one away. Doesn't want to hold on to the ball for too long. He ends up... Slavic. That's a good ball towards Ihegu, who gets around one man. He can't quite get his shot away, though, and in the end, it's gathered by the goalkeeper. He might have just tried to shoot a little bit earlier. Did very, very well to get in between two defenders, but just took that bit too much time on it. Tuggeranong looked to push forward again. Kitty chasing the ball and gets it before it goes out. But he just loses out. So the first half very similar to the second half, very similar to the opening of the first half, where high pressure from both teams, high intensity, looking to move forward quickly. It's Kitta. Can't quite find his man, and it breaks for Hamed, who tries to head it backwards, but it goes back towards Kitta, and eventually it's finally cleared. Kitty tried to find Turek there, but just couldn't. Ball breaks out for Walsh. He opts to go backwards to go forwards. Slavic wants the ball out wide. It ends up being charged down by Feregi, who cuts inside, and the referee says, handball. It looked like for a second that Kuma were going to get a penalty through Feregi, who worked really, really hard to close his man down. Couldn't quite get a shot away and couldn't quite get the penalty away either. Oh, that's a wonderful ball towards Kitty. Sorry, not towards Kitty. Not sure who's quite there. Kitty's making a run down the right-hand side. There's Slavic. Can't quite find a Hegi, but it breaks for a Tuggeranong player. And now here's Kitty on the ball. Kitty's ball across goal. Is cut as far as Slavic, who gets his shot away, but it's blocked and it goes out for a Tuggeranong corner. So good opportunities on both ends. 5 minutes into the second half, and Kuma looking for a second goal very clearly, and Tuggeranong pushing forward. Walsh's corner goes straight out. It's disappointing. It's opportunities like that Tuggeranong really need to take at the very least. Make the defence work, make the goalkeeper work. But they really let Kuma get away with that one. Manager Gabby Wilk just giving some instructions to Feregi. Bailey plays the ball forward towards Shields, who's being shielded off the ball. And Tuggeranong managed to clear. And managed to clear very well. But Keita closes his man down very well. And gives it to Abbott, who makes a run forward. He's blocked off. He's blocked off the ball, and the referee gives a free kick. It's Roberts putting his hand up to the keeper saying, well, to the referee, sorry, saying, well, where do you want me to go? But he did impede the player, and it was a clear free kick. 3 Kuma players behind the ball. I'd be surprised if they opt to go for goal from here. I'm not sure who will take it. They do go for goal, and it wasn't far off there by Del Filippi. I think the goalkeeper was probably expecting it to go towards one of the Kuma players in the box, perhaps Abbott or Shields. Abbott we've seen scored with his head a couple of times already this season. Del Filippi goes from distance and did pretty well. It wasn't far off at all. So Roberts, that's a poor pass towards Slavic, and it breaks for Feregi, who plays it out wide to Abbott. Tries to find his man, but he can't quite. It ends up breaking for Coomber again. They want handball. They're not going to get it. What they will get is a corner. So Roberts, who's been very, very good for Tuggeranong all game, the sloppy pass there that nearly cost their team. It still could. So far in the last couple of minutes has been all Kuma. But this time the ball breaks out for Kitty, who gets a shot away. It's saved by the goalkeeper, but the referee gives a free kick. It wouldn't have counted even if it went in. Well, that's a wonderful tackle there and a good pass to Ihegi, who might give it back to Walsh. But Fereji's tackle's a good one. Slavish leaves the throw for Kitty, unsurprising. Roberts looks to play it towards Turek. He can't quite get there. He'll still chase, but the ball's shielded out for a goal kick. And Turek playing ball boy as well. Ball's headed back towards goal, but it's easy enough to claim for Cole. It's about 12 minutes played here in the first half at Greenway. Score is still Cooma 1, Tuggeranong 0. Tuggeranong United, a club that have been around for a long time. Currently a goal behind. I think this year might be their 40th year. I think they're celebrating 40 years in football. In today's game, Tuggeranong being sponsored by BCT Constructions, Peter Blackshaw Tuggeranong, Jordo's Chop Shop and Baker's Delight. Sponsors always important in keeping a football club going, especially a local club at this level. in a club that's been around for about 40 years like Tuggeranong. Tuggeranong who have the ball now and trying to get some kind of foothold in the game, but they lose out to Kitta, who looks to give the ball towards Shields. Doesn't quite get there, but Kitta will get another chance to get the ball forward. Finds Abbott that time, but it requires a good touch. Didn't quite. It was a good touch. Wasn't quite the touch he needed, though. And it breaks for Walsh, who plays the ball out wide to Roberts. Hamid making the run, but it's not spotted by Roberts. And in the end, Tuggeranong will have to settle for a throw-in. It's a long throw from Kitty, headed out. Sorry, it was Guy who took that throw, but Kitty will take this one. Not surprising, given the location. So Kitty's long throw. Referee is stopped it. I'm not sure if he stopped it to make them retake the throw. Maybe Shields was a bit too close to the man, I'm not sure. But Kitty will get another shot. Another long throw from Kitty. It's headed up in the air. Cole comes out and does well to claim, and he might look to kick the ball quickly. He does. That's very well brought down and played out. Didn't quite get the weight on the ball it needed, but it breaks forward to Shields again. He's being told to chase it down. He very nearly gets there, but it was well defended in the end from Highmore. I think they're quite expected to get there. As we see our first change of the game, it's going to be a Tuggeranong change. Fulton's the man that's going to be coming on for Tuggeranong. The man he is replacing is Roberts, who's had to work very hard today in that left midfield, in that right mid position. Or in that left mid position. Looks to get involved right away as Turek plays the ball out wide. It's a collision between both men. Kitty looks to take the throw quickly. Hamid wasn't quite paying attention to the throw. He ended up winning it in the end. And Tuggeranong push forward. There's Walsh. Can't find Hamid. Ends up giving the ball away. There's Abbott. He plays the ball out wide and gets it back again. But his return pass wasn't a good one. Walsh misses the ball. It falls for Kitta. Kitta, who plays a good ball out wide to Abbott. He's just muscled off the ball. And after all that, it ends up with a Kuma throw. So about 28 minutes or so to go in this game. Kuma still leading 1-0 through that Nicholas Abbott goal midway through the first half. It's a little bit of a dangerous clearance there from Tuggeranong. It's Kuma just taking their time a little bit now. Deep in Tuggeranong's pitch. And Bailey looks like he's going to be taking a long throw. It's headed away, but only as far as Redmond, who shoots from distance, but it's nowhere near the mark. I think his eyes lit up a little bit there. Saw the ball bouncing towards him, but couldn't quite get a pure strike on the ball. Bailey looks to play the ball towards Shields. Shields might get there first. And it's a corner. Looked to just try and chip the goalkeeper, but the foot of the Tuggeranong defender got there first. And Del Felipe will put this one. You'd imagine just near the penalty spot, given where all the Coombe players are lining up to make their runs. It's a wonderful corner, but the referee, the goal's going to be waved away for offside. And Coombe can't believe it. Coombe cannot believe it. The ball was flicked on towards, it might have been Abbott, and it came off him, made its way into the net. But the linesman said Abbott was in an offside position, and the ball flicked off a Coombe player. Abbott isn't happy. The Coombe bench isn't happy. Judging by the screams and the shouts of the Tuggeranong faithful, they're very happy. It's moments like that that can really up the intensity of a game as well, and things that you'll go back and look on. So a disallowed goal here at Greenway. 25 minutes to go in the game. Coombe Tigers lead 1-0. Tuggeranong through Kitty have a chance with a long throw into the box. It's a good long throw as well. Walsh gets a shot away. Bounces off a Coombe player. It's brave defending from Coombe, who cleared the ball forward. And is being chased by both Abbott and Shields. None of them get there. And it's a yellow card to the Coombe player. Not quite sure who got the yellow card there. I think it actually might have been Shields. Referee spotted something. So it was a yellow card for Shields for a foul on Gaia. It's a little bit a bit of a hectic minute or so there. Disallowed goal, nearly one down the other end, and now a yellow card. The second yellow card of the game, second for a Coombe player. The first was Redmond early on in the first half. Wiseman plays the ball out towards Fulton. Can't quite get there. Yegi plays the ball out. The referee's just stopping play. It looks like there's going to be another change. It's the second change of the game and the second change for Tuggeranong of the game. Now it's Steinbergen who comes on. He replaces Slavic. So he'll slot into left back. Kitty's long throw. Headed out towards Abbott. Kitty gets there first. Feregi heads it out again, only as far as Walsh this time. And eventually Kuma managed to get it out. And that's a wonderful pass out wide to Abbott if he can get there. He can't quite get there. And, I mean, I think the linesman's got that one wrong. And the Kuma players are unhappy. Doesn't matter, it still breaks for them through Feregi. Kitty slips. It breaks for Abbott, who tries to take a shot from distance, but he slices it wide. And a few of the spectators on both sides getting into it now. Tuggeranong happy with some of the referees' decisions. A few of the Kuma faithful being heckled, and some of the Kuma fans here just reminding the Tuggeranong fans that the score is 1-0 to Kuma. It's all good-natured fun. Here's Walsh on the ball now. Plays it out wide. Ihegi hasn't had too much service in the second half. He had that one good chance where he got in between two players. Couldn't quite get his shot away on time. 20 minutes to go in this game. Kuma still leading Tuggeranong 1-0 at Greenway. They'll go on to play the winner of either ANU or Canberra FC. It's currently half-time between ANU and Canberra FC. Canberra FC leading that game 1-0. That's being played at Hawker. So 1-0 there, 1-0 here. As it stands, Kuma will play Canberra FC in that final. That's a great ball over the top there for Kitta, who plays it across behind everybody. Feregi chasing. Abbott's not happy. Bailey's touch was a poor one, and I think he might have wanted a free kick there. Didn't get it. Kitta and Abbott still having words. I think Abbott wanted it at feet. Kitta was probably better off just going himself, to be honest. Might have been able to squeeze that in the near post or fire one into the roof of the net. I've seen plenty of those scored this season. There's Walsh. Gets the ball out to Fulton. He played it out wide to... Not quite sure who he played it out wide to, but... He couldn't quite get there, and Kitty will go to take a long throw into the box. I think it's at about 3 degrees now. It's very, very cold. You might be able to hear it in my voice listening at home. I look around here, I see people rugged up with blankets, dancing around. Kitty's long throw goes out for a goal kick. There's beanies everywhere, blankets everywhere. People doing little interpretive dance moves, trying to keep warm, doing everything they can. Gabby Wilk there on the sideline, Cooper manager. I spoke to him earlier. He said he had a bit of a flu. He's a very, very active manager on the touchline. Can't really see assistant manager J.E. Wilk tonight. I'm not sure if he's at home at the moment. If he's watching, hello to him. Tuggeranong started off very, very well, but on the balance of play, 1-0 to Cooma is probably a fair result. Haven't had too many chances, but when they have moved forward, with the exception of that one Tuggeranong chance, they have looked more dangerous, and they probably should have had a second there. Kita just making the wrong decision at the very end. But the game's not over yet. There's about 15 minutes left for Tuggeranong to get something out of it, and that's not including extra time. And something that you will see here as the game progresses, when there is a team a goal down, and feel the players act as ball boys as well. Cooma very happy to let every ball run out as far as possible. Yes, Kita again on the ball. Clears it out. Fereji looking to get there first. Overlapping run has been made there by Bailey, but Fereji can't quite get his foot off the ball earlier, and it was very well done there by Gaia to just block his path. Bailey's throw down the line. It's headed on. No one seems to get that one. In the end, it breaks for Cooma. Abbott just looks to do too much there. That pass is cut out by Kita. It goes back to Abbott. Looks to play it towards Fariji. He can't get there. It breaks for Abbott again, who has a clear sight on goal, but he kicks it straight into the defender. It went straight into Linstead. A few claims for handball from the bench, or from the stand, sorry. Not much doing on the field, and now Tuggeranong break forward. That's a wonderful run there, but eventually Fulton's dispossessed. And Kitty can't quite get his foot on the ball. So a third change being made by Tuggeranong. They've made 3 subs. Cooma haven't made one. It's Coggan that's come on. It looks like he's replacing Turek. Coggan, a very, very important player for Tuggeranong. Let's see if he can make a difference in these last 14 minutes or so. That throw-in was cut out by Walsh, who knocks the ball forward. Coggan is putting a lot of pressure on the defender. Fresh set of legs. You can really tell it's a fresh set of legs as well early on. And that ball out towards Kidder. It's a poor one. And Tuggeranong can push forward again. Yes. Highmore's ball is a poor one. Then he gives it to Kidder, who's taking more of a central midfield role. Was playing right mid before. He gives it out wide to Fereji. Bailey making the overlapping run. He ends up getting it eventually. Bailey's ball across the box is knocked down by the keeper. And eventually, Abbott manages to squeeze the ball into the net. So a bit of a goalkeeping mistake there by Wiseman. He couldn't hold on to the ball. And Abbott was there to pounce on the defensive error and a bit of defensive confusion as well. Abbott gets his second goal of the game. Cooma Tigers lead 2-0, and given the lack of chances that we've seen come Tuggeranong's way in this game, you'd have to imagine that that could be it. So Tuggeranong have about 13 minutes, not including added time, to come back from 2 goals down. Abbott would be a little bit aggrieved that one of his other goals was flagged off for offside. He'd be on a hat-trick at the moment. Still time for him to get his hat-trick. Tuggeranong will be really, really disappointed by that. Goalkeeper just couldn't hold on to the ball. Confusion with the defender, and Abbott there to squeeze it in. And all credit to Abbott for being alert enough to get his foot on the ball and squeeze it into that tiny gap in the bottom corner. He did very, very well. It's Tuggeranong push forward now. That's a hell of a run. Ball goes towards a Heggie, who looks up, gets a shot away, and it was a good shot, but couldn't get it on target. Tuggeranong will need something special to come back from this now. 2 goals down. Disappointed to concede the way they did the second time. But they push forward again. There's Coggan. He plays the ball out back, but Kita does well to win the ball. Gives it to Shields. Shields can't find his man, and Walsh gives it back to Hamed. It's flicked on by Abbott, but he can't quite get there. There's a Heggie. A Heggie out wide. Can't quite get the ball into the box. And now Gabby Wilk looking to make Kuma's first change of the game. Merkel will be coming on for Kita. So that's the Tigers' first change of the game. Kita, who's played very well, will be disappointed not to get that assist. Tigers will feel maybe they should have had a third goal there. Embraces with the manager, and Kita is limping a little bit, so have to think whether or not that played a factor. Kitty's long throw is just cleared out, and Merkel's first touch of the game results in him kicking the ball out for a Tuggeranong throw. Kuma just struggling to clear the ball now. Tuggeranong looking to get a shot in any way they can. Try and get something back in this game and turn into a grandstand finish. And in the end, it's a deflected shot that goes straight down the throat of Cole, who throws it out wide to Abbott. Tries to play it towards Shields. Shields isn't going to get there, and Tuggeranong will get the throw. Ball goes out wide to Coggan, who does well to get there, but it's very well defended there by Tigers defender. Under 10 minutes to go in the game now. Probably about 10 minutes with added time. Tigers FC still leading Tuggeranong 2-0, both goals from Nicholas Abbott. He also had a goal disallowed. He'll be upset that he hasn't got his hat trick, but there is still time for him. Tuggeranong will need something very special to come back from here. And now Kuma look to make their second change. Tigers FC, sorry, look to make their second change of the game. It looks like it's Ipume to come on. And he replaces Shields. The throw into the box was left by everybody. Tuggeranong got away with it in the end. Ball doesn't quite break for them, and Kuma push forward again. It's a very clever 1-2. We're approaching the last 5 minutes of normal time. Score is currently Tuggeranong United 0, Tigers FC 2. Both goals from Nicholas Abbott. Kuma pushing forward for more. Tigers FC, sorry, pushing forward for more as Foreji is flagged for offside. Tuggeranong trying to push forward and doing what they can, but nothing really seems to be working for them. For the most part, Ihegi has been isolated. It looked like he was going to take the throw there, but I think they're going to opt to take the long throw through Kitty. Right now, it looks like that long throw through Kitty is their best chance of scoring. They've got a lot of bodies in the box as well. Long throw is headed out. And it went out before Abbott could clear the ball down the field. So Gabby Wilk giving some game time to some younger players in the form of Merkel and Ipume. Tuggeranong couldn't quite get the ball back into the box. And they have to go all the way back to their keeper, who's being put under some pressure, but manages to clear well. Tuggeranong get to push forward again. Guide as well to keep the ball and give it to Hamed, who has a lot of space. Looks to take a shot. Didn't have a clear path to goal and ends up deflecting back, but Tuggeranong push forward again. Steinbergen. Fulton can't keep the ball, but he wins the throw, which is taken quickly to Walsh. Goes back wide to Steinbergen, who's looping cross into the box, almost finds Coggan, but it doesn't quite, and Foreji will look to take the ball out. He plays the ball forward, but only goes as far as the goalkeeper, who's calm on the ball. There's Hamed. Gives it to Kitty, or he tries to give it to Kitty, but Foreji intersteps. Kitty is there to try and win the ball back. And he wins the throw in as well. He made the sliding challenge, but didn't quite win the ball. In the end, it was the Kuma player who ran it out. Some of the Kuma players not happy about that decision. Tuggeranong get another throw. Just over a minute left in normal time. Ball's still in. It's still in, and it doesn't look like it's going to go out, or it does eventually. Kitty's long throw, can't find his man. Oh. Now Gabby Wilk looking to make a third change. And it looks like it's Gurney now who's getting ready to come on for Tigers FC. He'll get at least 2 or 3 minutes, it looks like. Ball ends up breaking for Tuggeranong. He pushed forward, still searching for that goal. Perhaps even that grandstand finish. Steinbergen plays it out wide, but it's well cut out towards Abbott. He looks for support, but can't find his man. And Tuggeranong go the other way. Coggan goes backwards. That's Steinbergen making a run. Gives it to Fulton, who wins the throw. And before they can take it, the change will be made. And it is Gurney who's coming on. So it's Gurney that's coming on for Kuma. We're just trying to see who he's replacing. The player he's replacing is Del Filippo, who's had a very, very good game for the Tigers. So we are in the first minute of added time. Kuma win a free kick. Tuggeranong's not happy about it. Kuma happy to just, Tigers happy to just run down the clock. Cole just kicks the ball down forward, hoping to find a Kuma player, hoping to find a Tigers player. He doesn't. Hamid does well to ensure that his side keeps the ball, but he ends up losing out. And a free kick goes the way of Tuggeranong. They look to take it quickly. The referee says no, and no, the free kick actually goes towards Kuma. And the referee pointed the wrong way, but it is a Tigers free kick for the foul. I was a bit confused there. I was wondering what the free kick was for, but I mean, if it went for Tuggeranong, I was wondering what the free kick was for, but no, the right decision was made in the end. It's a Tigers free kick. And a shot from distance, which Wiseman catches easily enough. We're approaching the 3rd minute of added time. Here at Greenway, score is still 2-0 to Tigers, who give away a free kick to Ferreji, barges into Kitty. Walsh puts a ball out wide towards a Heggie. Oh, it's a wonderful ball, but his touch is a poor one, and that might just do it. I can't imagine there's too much time left. The referee puts his whistle in his mouth. It's only just a matter of time. A matter of seconds, really. Headed out for a Tuggeranong throw. Even if Tuggeranong do get something out of this, it probably is too late. And the referee does blow his whistle for full time. Kuma Tigers are in the final of the FFA Cup qualifiers, where they'll play either Canberra FC or ANU FC. 2 goals, 1 in each half, both scored by Nicholas Abbott. It was raining earlier, it's cold, it's wet, it's miserable. But I think that there's a lot of relief in the stands here that it's finally over. The score here at Greenway, Tigers FC 2, Tuggeranong United 0.